Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
All right, back on the show. If you're not yet a David Pakman Show member, davidpakman.com/membership. You'll get the commercial-free podcast, the bonus shows, access to the full archive, the whole thing. davidpakman.com/membership. There's an Oklahoma representative, Lewis, named Sally Kern, and she has an interesting theory, and I use the term theory very, very loosely here, as I often have to on this program, where she has 2 points that she's making. The first point is that women typically don't want to work as hard as men. That's point number one. Here's what she said. Women usually don't want to work as hard as a man. Women tend to think a little bit more about their family, wanting to be at home more time, wanting to have a little more leisure time. I'm not saying women don't work hard. Women like to have a moderate work life with plenty of time for spouse and children and things like that. They work very hard, but sometimes they aren't willing to commit their whole life to their job like a lot of men do, right? So I would love for Kern to have the ovaries, Lewis, to say this to the face of a single woman who's working 3 jobs to keep herself and the kids in a house with clothing, with food. I would like her to talk to some of those women. I think that that would be productive for Ms. Kern.
Perhaps we could organize that.
And then she goes further. She actually throws in a racist component also. She says black people actually deserve to be on unequal footing in society. There was a comment about affirmative action by a fellow representative in Oklahoma, and her answer was, what about personal initiative? What about personal drive? What about hard work? Doesn't that enter in somewhere? It's character that ought to count. Is this just because they're black and they're in prison, or could it be because they didn't want to work hard in school? I taught school for 20 years, and I saw a lot of people of color who didn't want to work as hard. They wanted it given to them. Right, because obviously, Lewis, white people would refuse anything. If somebody offered to give something to them, they would refuse it. Of course.
Crazy.
So she is going sexist and racist.
She's going off the deep end.
Kind of all together. And then of course, we had an apology here. I want to humbly apologize for my statements last night about African Americans and women. I believe that our government should not provide preference based on race or gender. I misspoke while trying to convey this point last night during the debate. Right. She misspoke twice about the exact same thing. Big coincidence. It's like if I were to just come out and say, well, I think the following about school teachers in high school, and I also think the following about school teachers in elementary school. Both are incredibly hateful. And then I say, oh, you know what? I misspoke about both of them, as if my opinion about school teachers completely varies from elementary to high school. It's the same thing here. This is a work ethic thing. She doesn't think people want to work as hard, whether they're women or whether they're black. What a nice lady she sounds like.
I think regardless of what she believes, she should probably just refrain from public speaking altogether.
Well, she's a representative.
It's going to be tough.
I know. Maybe it's the wrong job for her. I don't know what to think. I mean, it must be the wrong job for her.